This is the Montana Outdoor Podcast, brought to you in part by Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer in Missoula, home of Boss Snowplows, CM Truck Beds, and Diamond Sea Trailers. Just go to rmtte.com for more information. And by Superior Hardwoods of Montana, home of the largest selection of in-stock high-end wood products and flooring in the western United States. Let them guide you through the woods at superior-hardwoods.com. Now, get ready for more fascinating topics and the most interesting people you will ever find in Montana's great outdoors. We offer new podcasts most every Saturday. You can get a link to these podcasts by going to our website, montanooutdoor.com, or by going to our Facebook page, or just send an email to Downrigger at montanooutdoor.com and say send a link to my email. It's that simple. Now let's head out with your host, Downrigger Dale, and see what's going on in Montana's great outdoors.
Thank you very much, Manny. And as Manny just said, I am Downrigger Dale with the Montana Outdoor Podcast. So glad all of you are tagging along with us again for yet another great podcast. I want to thank all of you for sharing the show. As you know, when you get to your podcast distributors, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of those, there's usually a share button right there. So just click on that and share it. That always helps us a lot. Also wanted to welcome all of our active military that listen from all around the world. We are honored to have you. It's just so great that when you get a little time off protecting our great country and the whole world, you spend a little time with us, and that means a lot to us. So thank you for your service, and I hope this show brings a little bit of home back to you wherever you are. Now, today I want to talk about something. If you listen to our live show, the Montana Outdoor Radio Show, lately we've been talking quite a bit about this event coming up that I want to spend some time with, and the promoter of this great event, Bill Ryer, and he's going to join us in a second, but it's the Great Rockies Sportshow. We've been going to this show for, a long time, and it is just truly, if you love the outdoors, or maybe you just moved here and you go, I'm trying to get to know Montana a little bit, you're going to love this, because this covers everything that Montana has to offer, but even better, beyond. And I'm talking about all around the world. This is really cool. So we want to bring on our old friend, Bill Ryer. Bill, thanks so much for doing the Montana Outdoor Podcast and taking time out. I know you're busy getting ready for this big event. It goes from January 17th through the 19th, and that's at Billings at the MetraPark ExpoCenter. This is something I just, for all of you listeners, especially if you can make it there, I don't want you to miss this show because it is excellent. Now, before we get into all the stuff about this great show, Bill, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to do the Great Rockies Sports Show for all these years. How many years has it been, by the way?
This will be the 25th anniversary.
Wow,
so,
25 years already. Wow.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. It's it's surprising because it doesn't seem like that long ago that I did this. I did it the first year 2000 in Bozeman at the MSU Fieldhouse. And it's been a long time. And but I started it off years ago. I was working with my father, who owned some radio stations in Bozeman. And there was a sportsman's expo in Billings called the Moore Show, and it's a Montana Outdoor Recreation Expo, and it was produced by the Billings Gazette. And I thought, well, maybe that would be something that would be good for Bozeman because, it's good radio. And when you're in radio, you're always looking for good promotions. And I looked into it and approached my dad, and he just didn't seem to have an interest. And I decided later that I'm just going to go ahead and do it myself.
Yeah.
And so I did that in 2000, and it was a big success. And then I branched out. I did a show the following year in Kalispell, and then I did it also in Great Falls. And then, I don't know, like a few years later, I started doing it in Billings. And I was kind of competing against that Billings Gazette's Montana Outdoor Recreation Expo. And eventually I bought that show. We kind of merged the two together. And so now there's just one. And so I did that and I expanded it a little bit further. I've done it done it over the years in Helena, Missoula, and also did it in Casper, Wyoming. So yeah, 25 years. It's been a long time, but yet not so long.
Yeah, well, these outdoor expo shows, we've seen different ones kind of come and go and all that, and for some of our folks that listen around the world and around the United States that may have something kind of like it locally, talk a bit about why you think the Great Rockies Sports Show stands out a little, because I truly believe it does. I've been to a lot of these different ones, but this one stands out. Why do you think it is?
Well, I think in Montana we have a tradition of hunting and fishing and outdoor activities because we're blessed to live in this area here, and I think the family tradition of hunting and fishing has been passed on from generation to generation, and it's just kind of a nice time of the year. The winter's still here, and but our thoughts after the first of the year are kind of looking forward to spring and summer. And so when we have the shows in the winter like this, it kind of brings people out to the show, and people can kind of do a little research and planning and daydreaming, and just start to prepare for their outdoor adventures. And so it's a fun annual event for people in the community.
Yeah, it can really give you some great ideas of what you might want to do this summer and even beyond that. Especially if you think, well, I've never been to Africa. I might want to try one of those safaris or something. I mean, there's just so many things that you can discover at this show, that it really is a special time. And what I love about it is, like you say, you can kind of daydream a little because you can also, see some of the latest gear and all that stuff. Now, in the show open, I mentioned the dates and where the show's going to be, but let's hit those basics again, because I want everyone to remember these dates and all that. And by the way, those of you listening, when you found the podcast, you saw that podcast description. Well, just below that in bold letters, it says links, and there'll be a link to the Great Rockies Sports Show website, so you can go there and get more information too if you want. But talk about the dates and where the show is located.
You bet. So it's next weekend, January 17, 18, and 19 at MetraPark in Billings. MetraPark is in the on the eastern side of town in what area called the Billings Heights. And MetraPark has got a number of... MetraPark is the name of the fairgrounds in Billings, and they've got a number of big buildings there. We are located in the ExpoCenter building. It's about 80,000 square feet, and so that's where we'll be located there. And it's free parking and everything. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah. Now, you've been doing it there for a while. What made you choose that spot? Because I really think that is like the perfect place to have this show. One, you got a lot of room because you got a lot of stuff to show people. But why do you like the Metro Park so well?
Well, it's where if there's anything going on in Billings like this, people are real familiar with with MetraPark. Easy in and out, parking is real easy in and out. It's a nice big building for exhibitors to go in and out, load in and load out. It's just very convenient in that regard. And it's just well designed, and just a lot of ease of getting in and out for the most part.
Yeah.
And
well, and what I love about it is, doesn't matter what the weather's doing outside. When you walk in, it's like, okay, it's summertime again. And, It's nice and warm, and you can take your coat off and just wander through. Now, how many exhibitors are we going to be seeing this year?
We've got, I think it's between 100 and 125 booths.
Wow.
And then we've got people with RVs, campers, boats. We got big bulk items, for motorcycles, ATVs, power sports, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of a whole mix. The show itself comprises of, fundamentally it's hunting and fishing, RVs, boats, and camping.
Mhm.
And then we've got, of course, out our destination travel. We've got people from Africa, Alaska, Canada that are here, representing the lodges and outfitters and charter boats. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
What it represents.
Well, like you were saying, it's a chance to dream a little, and what I love about this is that, one, if you've ever dreamed a little of, say, going to Africa or whatever, when you see these different booths, those are the people that would be taking you out, and so you get to talk to the people that would be doing the trip, or representing those that are doing it. And even if you say, well, I doubt I'd ever go to Africa, what's interesting is just talking to these people and hearing about the way they do their trips and all that. I always found it interesting how, I'm in awe of all these different kinds of animals and that you hunt. And man, I've never even seen anything like that. Well, then when we talk about our stuff, they go, wow, that's really interesting. I've never seen anything like that. So it's really cool.
Yeah. What's nice, most of the people that are here from Africa or Alaska or Canada, you're usually talking to the owners or one of their family members. And and this year we've got 18 exhibitors from South Africa, or Africa, because there's some people from Namibia too, but representing African safaris. So, and every time I talk to people that go to Africa on a safari, they say you can't go just one time. They always, after they go, they want to go back again.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing.
And also, too, the word I get from people that go on these African safaris is that it's not that expensive. You get a lot of game trophies that you can, hunt. Compared to some of the other animals like, sheep in Alaska or bear in Alaska. I mean, it's surprising how affordable it is and they got, of course, packages, and you don't have to go hunting for them. You can go on a photo safari too. A lot of them have that. And people that do go on these African safaris, they love it so much. They want to go back again. And with 18 of them at the show, you can talk to each and every one of them and get to know them a little bit better, and price shop and compare.
Yeah,
and find out what they have available. And you can go there on Fridays, talk to some. You come back on Saturday, and you come back on Sunday. Admission is we charge admission just $7, but if you get your hand stamped, you can come back free every day. So
really? So once you pay the initial entrance, and you can just come back every day for just the one-time pay.
That's right. Yeah. Wow. So it's if you go and you talk to somebody and you have more questions, the next day or the day after, come on back. If you have your hand stamped, you can get in. So a lot of nice people from Africa are there, ready to help answer your questions.
Well, Bill, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to talk a bit about, we've chatted a bit about some of those far away places, but excuse me, I want to talk a bit about next some of the exhibitors from just around the state of Montana, and get a little flavor for what some of those folks are offering and the different types of things that they're doing. So we'll do that right after we chat a little bit. We were just talking about the weather. I want to tell you guys that this weather is supposed to actually even build up more as we go down through the rest of the winter, and we're supposed to get a lot more snow. And one of the things you might want to think about is getting one of these incredible Boss snow plows. Well, listen to this, I'll tell you more. Yeah, my friends at Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer are proud to be the authorized dealers for the top truck, trailer, and snowplow brands in the world, like CM Truck Beds, Diamond C Trailers, and of course, like I said, Boss Snowplows. As I've been saying, last winter we got off a little easier, but this year it's going to be a lot different. Now, why am I saying that? Well, did you hear the podcast I did with Matt Rosencrans from the National Weather Service Climate Prediction Center? He said Montana and other areas in the Northwest are in for a lot more snow. Of course, that means driveways, parking lots, roads, and all that are going to need to be plowed, and plowed a whole lot more for the rest of this winter. And of course, that means you'll want a Boss snowplow to get the job done quickly and perfectly every time it snows. And that, my friends, can only mean one other thing. You need to talk to Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer right now about a Boss snowplow for your truck, tractor, ATV, UTV, while they can still get the one you need. Then you'll be prepared for what's coming, because not only will you have the best snowplow that is perfectly designed for what you want to put it on, but the folks at Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer will install it for you so it works the first time and every time. Now is the time, my friends, to be ready for what is going to be coming our way a lot with the best. A Boss snowplow from Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer. If you're in the area, you can stop by at 5680 Expressway in Missoula, Montana, or you can go see them at rmtte.com. Take a look at all the Boss snowplows they have right now, as well as other equipment like CM Truck Beds and Diamond C Trailers that will also make your life so much easier this winter. Yeah, there is no better place to get you through this winter than Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer. Again, website rmtte.com. Easy to remember and a great way to take a look at what they have. That's rmtte.com. I'm telling you, folks, they know what they're doing, and they're going to be your best friend this winter. Go see them. We're back here on the Montana Outdoor Podcast. Bill Ryer's my guest. We're talking about the Great Rockies Sportshow, 25th year now of doing this incredible show. It's going to be there in Billings at the MetraPark ExpoCenter. That's January 17th through the 19th. And Bill, we were talking about some of those incredible faraway places that, as you were saying, the owners are right there. A lot of them are owners or guides themselves, and you can go talk about their trips and learn all about it. The other cool thing about that is, you know, if you, nothing against travel agents or any of that, but you know, you go see them and they say, well, from what I read was this is, I mean, here you're talking to the actual people. They have actual pictures and videos of the actual experience that you're interested in. Now let's shift gears a little to some of the local Montana people that are offering, well, all kinds of things, not just trips, but even gear and that. Talk about some of the folks from Montana that are going to be exhibiting at the Great Rockies Sports Show this year.
You bet. Well, we've got a number of people locally from Montana that are there selling a variety of products and services. One of the ones that we really enjoy having back each year is Love's Tackle. They make their own fishing tackle, and they're there every year, and they got a lot of selection to choose from. So people can go there and talk to the people who make these, this fishing gear. We've got a lot of nonprofit organizations that are there too, ranging from Bureau of Land Management. We've got the Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks that are going to be there. We've got, well, they're not local, but the National Rifle Association is another nonprofit that's going to be there. But yeah, we've got different people too that are from the surrounding area. We've got people selling, food products, a whole gamut.
Mm-hmm. And you also have, usually every year, special guest speakers, workshops, seminars like that. Do you have any this year?
Yeah, we got some real good ones this year. We've got people that are going to be talking about hunting and fishing. One of the ones that we are really looking forward to have is Wes David. he's coming from Canada, and he's the host of the fishing show, Fishing the Wild West TV.
Oh, okay.
So he's coming down from Canada, and he's going to be talking about walleye fishing in one of his seminars. He's also we've got 10 exhibitors from lodges and guides and outfitters from Canada this year. So another great selection of exhibitors to go and talk to if you're interested in going to fishing. If you're interested in going fishing in Canada, whether it's a fly-in or a drive-up fishing camp, he's going to be doing a seminar on booking a fishing trip of a lifetime to Canada. And then the second seminar is going to be about walleye fishing. So another nice reason to come down and get ready for the outdoors. You can go and research your fishing trip to Canada. Mm-hmm. Oh, and speaking of Canada, this year the exchange rate with the Canadian dollar is real favorable to the U.S. dollar. So the dollar is really strong now against the Canadian dollar. So you're going to get a lot of savings this year with the exchange rate being what it is. So if you're ever thought of going fishing, take your kids or your brother or sister or wife. If you want to go to Canada and go fishing, now's the time to do it because the exchange rate is so beneficial to U.S. Citizens.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I was going to bring up too, is the strength of the dollar. And then also, I don't know if you folks listening have watched the news a little bit, but there's going to be a big push now, and it seems like both countries are really into this of getting more and better relationships between the two countries and make it easier to cross the border and all that. So all that's going to be coming soon too. So that's kind of exciting. And what's neat about these Canadian trips is, when we're here in Montana, we've got all this great stuff to choose from, but it's kind of neat to go discover. And my fishing buddy, the captain of the Montana Outdoor Radio Show, he and I took one of these trips to Canada, and we just absolutely loved it. We were fishing for the thing we always fish for, walleye, but it was a whole different experience. And so those are going to be some fun things to check out, as well, of course, is different things like that. Now, one of the things that, that's great about this show is you can bring the whole family. Talk a bit about some of the family-friendly attractions and things that, say, if you bring your kids, that the kids can get involved in.
Well, one of the features that we have that's always real popular with the kids is our kids catch and release trout pond. Mm-hmm. Kids can come and go fishing there at the trout ponds, and they can catch live trout. The Montana Pike Masters is hosting that, and they're there to help. You don't have to bring anything at all. All of the poles and the bait and everything is provided. And so that's always fun, catching a fish for the kids. And another thing that's always popular is that kids get to go mining for gemstones and fossils at our mining sluice. And it's a 24-foot long mining sluice with running water. And kids can go there and pan for gemstones and fossils, and they get to take them home with them to put in their treasure box, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yeah. I took my grandson to this a few years ago, and we fished in the fish pond, and he had just reached that age where he started getting interested in fishing and, what Papa does all the time when he takes off in the summer and that. And he caught his very first fish at the show. And in talking to other people, a lot of people were telling me that was the same experience, that at some point in time, either their son or daughter or grandson or granddaughter, that's where they caught their first fish and really got that spark of interest in fishing. And in my case, my grandson, I got the fish off the hook for him and threw it back, and he goes, wait, Papa, that is my fish. I want that fish back.
Yeah.
So we had to have a little discussion about catch and release, but what a great memory that was. So definitely something people should should get the kids involved in, and it's a great way to get them introduced and away from the video games and introduced to going fishing with you and to see all those attractions. And like you say, the mining exhibit is awesome, because what kids, especially little boys, don't love rocks.
Yeah, kids. I always say kids and rocks, they go together real well, and if you add water to it, it's even better. So.
Exactly. Yeah. and then just the whole thing of all these different things to see and people to talk to and all that. It really is. Now, one of the things that you guys have always done during the Great Rockies Sportshow is you'll always present something kind of unusual or extra special, and this year is no exception. You guys have a special guest, I guess you could call him, that's going to be there. The King of Beasts. And how do you say his name? Is it Masai?
I think that's how it's pronounced. Masai, Maasai. I've got it spelled a couple of times, different ways. I see it right now. I'm looking at my website, and I've got it spelled two different ways there. I just noticed that as I'm looking at it. But yeah, Masai or Masai. He's a African lion. He's a male African lion. So he's going to be here for everyone to come and check out. He's an actor. He's been acting on movies and TV shows and commercials, and he's from Steve Martin's Working Wildlife, and Steve Martin's going to be there along with his African lion. He's going to be talking about the African lion and some of the things that he's done. And so, if you ever wanted to see a African lion up close, come on down, because Maasai will be there.
Yeah, and he's a real live lion. And of course, with the popularity of The Lion King and now the new movie that's kind of revisiting the whole Lion King deal, that is so popular with the kids too. But this is really interesting. I've never seen a lion up close, so
yeah, I haven't either. Yeah, wow. I've seen those videos on YouTube where the lions, they go after those big giant Cape buffalo. Yeah, and it makes you really appreciate how powerful they are. My goodness. Yeah,
and just looking at the pictures, you can tell this thing is huge. That's going to be definitely fun. Can you highlight any of the other must-see attractions? Of course, we talked about the fishing tank, but there's going to be some demos. Are there any hunting simulators, stuff like that this year?
Yeah, we've got some. We've got a lot of fishing and hunting seminars. Mm-hmm. We've got a lot of people from Africa there at the show. We've got a couple of African outfitters that are going to be doing seminars on hunting in Africa. Elon's River Safaris is going to be talking about how to prepare for a hunting safari in Africa. We've got Kannemeyer from Signature Adventures. He's going to be doing a seminar on what you may not know about hunting in Africa. So for those people that are interested in possibly going on an African safari, not only do they have a lot of exhibitors to talk to, they'll be able to do a little research and sit down and learn a little bit about what it takes and everything to go over to Africa on a safari. And then, of course, Canada. We've got a lot of Canadian outfitters and lodges that are going to be down here. So we've got, like I mentioned before, Wes David's going to be talking about how to go fishing in Alaska, how to book a fishing trip of a lifetime to Canada. But in addition, this kind of along with that, Montana Pike Masters is going to be doing a seminar on how to debone and fillet a pike.
I saw that, and that I've never been able to get that right. There's that Y bone in a pike that you really got to understand how to do it. So I'm really looking forward to that, because that is something that I have yet to master, and I know a lot of other fishermen don't want to admit it, but I don't do so well at that.
It takes a little practice and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but once you get it down, it's not so difficult. Mm-hmm. But also, too, we're going to be talking about some hunting, where we've got some hunting seminars that are going to be going on. Reed Stovall is going to be there, and he's going to be talking about a number of topics. One of them is archery elk confidence. He's going to be doing that seminar on Friday. And then Saturday, he's going to be talking about finding and calling elk. Mm-hmm. And then on Sunday, he's going to be doing an archery elk question and answer session. So if you have any questions at all about archery hunting for elk, Sunday is the day to ask all of that. Mm-hmm. It's winter time in Montana. People like to go ice fishing. Montana Grant is going to be there. People that listen to the Montana Outdoor Radio Show might be familiar with Montana Grant.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing seminars on ice fishing. Also, he's going to be doing a seminar on hunting turkey. And the seminar is entitled Turkey Time, Spring Gobbler Tips and Tricks. Mm-hmm. So those are some good ones there.
That's going to be a really interesting one because before we know it, I know it seems far away, but spring turkey hunting will be here. And there's definitely some cool tricks that he knows about. And those of you that go to our website, montanooutdoor.com, I know you've read several of Grant's articles, very interesting. And that one is going to give you some great tips on that. And then, of course, you mentioned before, Wes David is going to be there from the Wild West TV, too, talking about walleye and that, right?
Yeah, he's going to be doing walleye fishing seminars during the weekend also. So, so yeah, lots of good seminars to help research and plan people's outdoor adventures.
Well, and as you mentioned, what I love about this is, you've got different seminars at different times and days, and that when you head to the Great Rockies Sportshow, you pay your one admission. Then you can keep coming back every day, and take in all the seminars that you want, which is great because you'll learn a lot, and they're just flat interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take one more quick break, and when we come back, I want you to talk a bit about why this show is so important for people that maybe are thinking about getting that new boat or the new RV and stuff. So we'll do that when we come back, right after we talk a little bit about my good friends from Superior Hardwoods of Montana. I'm going to tell you what, folks, this is such a special place. Listen to this. Even though they may look like one of those, by appointment only places or just for contractors, no, Superior Hardwoods of Montana is always open to everybody. So make it your New Year's resolution to visit their showroom in person. You can find them at 5120 Highway 93 South in Missoula, Montana. Or if you can't get to Missoula, you can visit them online at superior-hardwoods.com. So whether in person or online, stop in and find out what makes them the best source for wood products that you'll ever find anywhere. And I mean anywhere. Like custom mantles, reclaimed beams, lumber, and one-of-a-kind paneling products. They have the best selection of domestic and exotic lumber, turning stock, figured craft wood, and natural edge slabs. A selection so vast, it completely blew me away the first time I saw it. I don't know of anywhere where you'll find such a huge selection of an incredibly unique wood. Now, sorry I got off topic there for a minute, but it still amazes me when I think about what they have there. Now, back to remodeling projects I was talking about. They have you covered from beautiful, versatile alder molding, maple countertops, and an impressive selection of hardwood flooring in stock. Now, don't forget about redoing your home office, or how about likely the most used room in the home, the kitchen. You want to make your kitchen be the most unique kitchen in the world? Superior Hardwoods of Montana is the place. Now, for those of you that have already done business with Superior Hardwoods of Montana, thanks for your business, and we hope to see you again here in 2025. Now, If you're still thinking about what you want to do with your house, no worries. Take your time. Just remember, John, Corey, and the rest of the crew are here for you if you need some ideas or if you want them to find you something special, though chances are they already have it in their massive selection of the most unique woods in the world. They really are your best source for anything and everything wood. So, as I said, stop in person at 5120 Highway 93 South in Missoula or online at superior-hardwoods.com and let them guide you through the woods. We are back here on the Montana Outdoor Podcast. I'm talking with Bill Ryer with the Great Rockies Sportshow. This show is something you don't want to miss. It's going to be January 17th through the 19th. It's at MetraPark ExpoCenter in Billings. And folks, it's worth the drive. If you don't live near Billings, plan it and go there for the weekend and take in this show because you're going to love it. Now, let's talk about folks that, there's a lot of people that make this show their destination when they're interested in taking a look at maybe upgrading or buying that new camper or fifth wheel or motorhome for the first time or a boat, any of that. Talk a bit about what you can find at the show as far as going out and looking at some really cool toys.
You bet. Well, we've got some great RV and boat dealers that are going to be on hand at the show. They're going to be featuring all their RVs and boats. We've got 6 of them, I believe. Yeah, 6 RV and boat dealers. No, 8. I'm sorry. I was off. We've got everyone from MetraRV. They're going to be showcasing a lot of their RVs. Pierce RV and Marine. They're going to be back again this year with their RVs and boats. Billings RV. They're going to be showcasing also. Bish's RV. They are going to be at the show. And then Western Trailer and Marine Sales are going to be there. 4-wheel pop-up campers. They're going to be there. And then we've got Big Sky Boats. They're going to be there with their boats and pontoons and everything. So, yeah, if people want to come down and get inside and talk to the dealers, they can do some price shopping and comparing and do their research and see what's new for this 2025 season and either get a new boat or RV, or maybe they want to upgrade to something different. This would be a great place because there's so many different dealers to talk to all under one roof for 3 days.
Okay. Yeah, I really stress if you folks are thinking, for this summer, this is when I want to maybe upgrade and get a new boat or RV or any of that. A lot of these dealers that are at the show do these show specials. And this isn't just some little promotion. I mean, some of these are incredible discounts and things like that. So, and the other nice thing is you're not walking around on a cold RV lot. You're indoors and you can just walk in and out and compare and all that. Plus, they'll have all their experts there. Some even have factory representatives and stuff there. So, definitely worth looking at and doing that. Now, one of the things, we've talked about faraway places and this and that, but what would you say as far as folks that are just your average Montanan? Why do you suppose that they seem to want to flock to this show every year? Because it's not just talking about faraway places; it's things that are happening right around here. But it just seems like you get a huge number of people from all around the state every year, don't you?
We do. We get a lot of people from all over Montana, and also we get a lot of people from Wyoming.
Yeah.
Wyoming is not too far from Billings, and so we get a whole bunch of people from a large geographic area. And it's just a time for people to not only do some research, it's just kind of fun to bring the family because they'll be down there. They'll probably bump into some of their friends that they know. And it's nice. It's just a nice community event for people when they're there.
Well, and like you say, for people that may be visiting this time of the year, or maybe you came here to ski from wherever, this would be a good day or two to, depart from the ski hill and go down and look at this while you're in town. I've got a few folks that have talked about wanting to come from the Denver area, and at first I thought, well, geez, Colorado, you got a lot of cool stuff. Really, though, Montana tends to be that place that's extra special to a lot of people. And I think one is just because we have more liberal hunting opportunities. It's a great, big, huge state with not as very many people. So we see folks from all over, like you say, from Wyoming, but even Colorado and beyond. How far away have you met some of the people from outside of Montana?
Well, I think it's, people from, I think as far as, North Dakota and South Dakota have been at the show. So it's been a whole range. Primarily, of course, it's just Montana and Wyoming. Mm-hmm. But we do get people that come from over North Dakota, South Dakota. So it's a whole range of geographical area from which they come and visit Billings.
Yeah, well, and having it in Billings is really great because that is kind of it's the largest city in Montana. So your flights and stuff are there. Talk about that as far as if folks are coming from out of town, planning for parking and maybe some ideas of where they could stay and things like that nearby.
Sure. Well, right across from MetraPark is our host hotel, is Boot Hill Inn and Suites, and they've got some discounted hotel rates for those people that tell them that they're there for the Montana, the Great Rockies Sportshow. So if you are interested, you can get that discounted rate. Just look on my website, and I'll have that posted for people that are wanting to take advantage of some discounts and get close proximity to the show. You can walk over to the show if you want. And it also has a free shuttle to the airport if someone's flying in.
Okay. I'll put a link to that in the podcast description as well, Bill. So that way it's real easy. You folks can just look down there on your podcast description and click on that link, and then you can do that. Now, what's the name of the hotel again?
It's Boot Hill Inn and Suites.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'll have that on my website so that people that want to get get that information, they'll have it readily available for them.
Now, Bill, tell us again about the admission prices to get into the show.
Our price is pretty low for the tickets. I think if you're in like a big cities, they usually charge around 15 or 20 for admission. Ours is $7 admission. It's good old weekend, and I think that's what we've always had since 2000. It may have been $5, but I think it was at $7. So we haven't moved our price, our admission price, since right around 2000. Along with inflation, we've kept it kind of real low. The only discounts that are available would be the free tickets that are being given away on the Montana Outdoor Radio Show.
Right.
and our other sponsors in Billings, KTVQ TV. We've got Town Square Media over there. And then also, where else is it? I lost my train of thought. But those would be some places to get free.
Exactly. And if you listen to the Montana Outdoor Radio Show, and if you don't, you should, we give away a ton of those. And I knew the answer to that question, but I wanted to ask it to you because I really want to point out and highlight this ticket price. It's unbelievable. When you think about, you get all the days of the show, all this stuff that we've been talking about for $7. I mean, that's unheard of. I have never seen any. I think the cheapest show I've ever got into is like $15. So you're about half of what's the normal deal. So it really is a family friendly price too, if you've got that. So,
and kids 16 and under, it's free.
Oh heck!
Excuse me, not free. 5 and under, it's free, and then kids 6 to 16 is $3.
Oh wow!
And again, it's good all weekend.
So there you go, folks. I mean, this is really an inexpensive deal to see. Really, to spend the whole weekend just finding out what you want to do. You can basically plan your whole summer here in that weekend and meet and talk to so many interesting people. Plus, there's even folks that are selling things too. I mean, you can go home with a big bag of stuff too, right?
You sure can. And we've got people selling, outdoor clothing. We've got people, Bozeman Safe is going to be there. So if you're looking for some gun safes or any sort of safes, they're going to be having those showcased. Clothing manufacturers are going to be there showcasing some of their items. We've also got a lot of door prizes to give away every hour. So make sure you find the door prize registration table in the show and register for those door prizes. We'll be announcing them hourly, and might walk away with something free there.
And there's
a lot of good food too.
Yeah,
a lot of good food.
Yeah, I was going to say, and there's a lot of those door prizes, so that it's well worth the time running over that table when you get there first and just get your name in, and then listen to them announce that. So there's a lot of that stuff going on. So it really will fill up your weekend. Or if you're going to try to cram it all in one day, get there early and just take your time and have fun. And like you say, they got plenty of stuff to eat there too. Before we go here, Bill, let's talk about the basics again, because I want to make sure we get this across. And of course, I'll have it in the podcast description too. But I really want to make sure that people don't miss this event. So, especially for those of you that have never been to the show before, it's going to blow you away. For the first time visitor, tell us what a first time visitor would experience when they go to the Great Rockies Sportshow.
Well, they'll just be able to experience everything from the great outdoors, ranging from fishing and hunting to RVs and boats and camping, travel destinations, outdoor gear and services. They'll get some good food there from the local food vendors that are there. So, and then they'll have some time to go fishing with the kids at the trout pond, see the Maase, the African lion, enjoy some seminars. So they'll be able to spend a good day there if they want to take advantage of all the different features and attractions and exhibitors that are going to be shown and showcased at the show.
Yeah, it's kind of like Disneyland for the outdoor folks. There's Dad. He's over listening to the seminars and doing that. The kids are over at the trout pond. Mom's over there shopping for all the great deals on outdoor clothes and that. So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the whole family gets out and there's something for all of them to do. Let's hit the basics one more time too, Bill. Date, times, all that stuff.
You bet. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday show. It's January 17, 18, and 19. On Friday, the doors open at 12 noon, and it goes until 7. Saturday, doors open at 10 in the morning, and we go until 6. And then Sunday, we go from 10 to 4. And on Sunday, there's usually some good football games to watch. We will have a TV there.
Oh, really?
That will be showing some of the some of the football games that are going to be going on, the playoff games. So you won't miss any of the playoff games, and you can keep up to date while at the show.
Yeah. So there truly is something for everybody. Heck yeah. Dad can go over and watch the games and everybody else can run around and do what they want to do. Yeah, that's a perfect thing to do on a Sunday. So I'm going to put a link to all this, folks, again, in your podcast description. Just look down there. You'll see in bold, it says links, and I'll put links to what what Bill and I talked about here. So you'll have it all there at your fingertips. Get out there and do it. And then let us know what your experience was. let us know, and if you took any pictures there, send them in there too, and I'll put that on the Montana Outdoor website so you can share some of your experiences with people. So if they missed it this year, they'll make dang sure they don't miss it next year, because it's well worth the time. Bill, I want to thank you for taking the time, because I know you are super busy getting this show ready to roll here. Any last things that you want to mention before we head out?
No, I think that's about it. I think we covered all the basics. We welcome everyone to come down and bring their family or friends. Again, we got a great selection of outfitters from Africa for those people that want to go to on an African safari. We've got 18 exhibitors from Africa. We've got RVs and boats, camping. We've got a lot of exhibitors from Canada and Alaska. So if you want to head up north this summer, do some fishing up north, come on down, because you'll be talking to the experts at all of these booths. So we welcome one and all. And well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, Dale, about the show.
You bet. I'm so glad that you were able to join us, because this is really something that I think a lot of Montanans look forward to every year. If you love the outdoors, as I said in the beginning of the show, if you love the outdoors, you love camping, all that, and who doesn't, this is the place you need to be. Do not miss the Great Rockies Sportshow, January 17th through the 19th. That's at MetraPark, the ExpoCenter there. Great facility for you, and it's all waiting just for you. Bill, you have yourself a great one, and good luck at the show, and I'll see you there.
Sounds good, Dale. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. The Great Rockies Sports Show. Again, if you have any questions, I've got a link right there to my email. All we got to do is just click on that, ask me anything that you need about this, and boom, I'll get a hold of Bill. Also, I'll have a link for right there on the website to contact us if you want to give any information or find out any information from Bill as well. So that's there for you. It's all waiting for you at the Great Rockies Sports Show. Thanks so much for joining us and listening. Hey, we got lots more podcasts coming up down the road here. We've got everything from ice fishing to, well, even talking about stuff that's going to be happening spring too. So keep it right here. Until then, folks, be safe out there, be good to each other, and we'll see you next time on the Montana Outdoor Podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Montana Outdoor Podcast. It has been brought to you in part by Superior Hardwoods of Montana, home of the largest selection of in-stock high-end wood products and flooring in the western United States. Let them guide you through the woods at superior-hardwoods.com. And by Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer in Missoula, home of Boss Snowplows, CM Truck Beds, and Diamond Sea Trailers. Just go to rmtte.com for more information. So what did you think of today's podcast? Send your questions and comments to Downrigger at montanooutdoor.com. We should be dropping a new podcast this next Saturday. Until then, we will see you soon out in Montana's great outdoors.